Oh my god, it's live, I didn't even know. I didn't know, because on here it's saying it's not, the connection's not good, but I'm just ignoring it at the minute. Hi National. I'll just keep going. Is it alright, National? Because it's flashing up here, but it's still going, so I'm just gonna talk, I think. But I'm gonna wait a few minutes for people to come in. I'm a little bit late because I was talking to my dad. Just gonna see if I can get it to stay on. Maybe, I don't know. Which is the best way to put it. Hi Ricardo. Don't know. See, I'm still on, but it's flashing up yellow in bed, so I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore it. I think it's trying to trick me. So, I don't even think it'd make it any better if I plugged it in. I might just plug it in. So, just excuse me a minute. I can't figure out where I've put it. Right, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I don't want to put this down. I'm in my pyjamas, sort of, but you know. So, hi Lois, I was just about to text you. I don't think it's making. I don't think this is going to make any difference. I think it's just the computer saying it's not connecting, but it is because you're in chat. So. Yeah, I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. I can't get comfy. I've had to move the desk around because of a few things. For now, anyway. I'll just have to move it this way. But, see what everybody's saying. I'm pretty there. I'm on a really small desk. It's really weird. It's a bit annoying. I wonder if can I put you sideways? Put you sideways, it'll work better. And I can't read. Can I put you sideways? Yeah. Let me see, is that better? Yeah, I can put you sideways, that's better. So I'll just wait a few minutes. We've got Ricardo, National Memorial Gardens, and Lois, and anyone else who might be in chat listening or after. But there's something I want to read out. I've seen this book before, believe me. Or I've seen this book before. There's something I want to mention, and I took a few notes, so like bullet points, so I wouldn't go off rambling and go off and ramble and then totally forget. But it's in alignment with a lot of things that I believe in, and maybe you do too. Hi Teresa, but this chat is about alignment. It's just about my truth of what I see. People don't have to believe what I'm saying. I'm not saying I've got everything absolutely spot on correct. It's just the things that I'm seeing. And also when you look around and you resonate with other people, align with other things they're saying, you know it's a thing. It's not when people say, oh, it's only you that thinks that. It's like, no, it's not only me that thinks that. And it gives you validation or confirmation. I'd say confirmation of what's going on, and it's been like that for a while. So for people who may be new or need the memory jogging, or just to recap yourself as well, because this is sort of recapping where I'm at the minute. I'm just going to wing this chat from an awakening, and lots of people have going through it, and are going to go through it. So it's not a race, it's not a competition. It is part of what is going on. It's been going on for a very long time, but it's coming up to speed. But we still have to wait, because we have to wait for others. That's how it is if we all go together. Where we go on, we go all. So yeah, I'm a little bit tired from work today, and there's been mad things happening. Like this week, I was speaking to someone today, you know who you are, and we were talking about the energies seemed to pick up. Monday was Tuesday was like but it was a Mars day. Wednesday seemed to pick up more. Today has been really lovely, and I personally have felt a shift in myself this week, even though some really weird things happened today that I'm not going to talk about yet. I'm going to talk about it as it proceeds, because when you know about energy, you know if you put certain things out, it can get construed, if that's the right word. Other energies will want to work against it, so it's going to stay stum at the minute. I'm going to watch it progress, because it's for me and me alone. And I was speaking to the universe last night, God, whatever you want to call it, and you know when they say asking you shall receive, I didn't really think it would happen today that quick, but it shocked me. And it shocked me where I got a little bit upset about it, even though it was in a good way, but in a bit like that. I didn't think it'd be that quick, which is going to give me a jolt, a shake, a slap across the face, and a kick up the ass, which is a good thing. That's how I see it anyway. I'm seeing the universe was answering a question that I put out, and I've got a big slap, which is a good slap. Which was like, well, yeah, I knew that anyway, but I didn't really think it'd like come in that quick. And it's a test for me. It's something you will see progress if I show it on here. Talking a bit riddly, but it's for me alone anyway. Everybody should know their own thing by now. If you've been doing your work, you know what you're here to do, in that sense, and what you get pushed to do sometimes if you're maybe going a little bit slow with things. But I will also say, this is going to be everywhere as it is, that a lot of things have happened in the past couple of weeks, and for me, some of it's been good, some of it's been like, but all in all, it's been for me for a good thing, because it shifts energies, it shifts perceptions, it shifts a lot of stuff within yourself that basically just give you a kick up the arse. So I see it as a silver lining. So that's good, because I felt a massive shift in myself again this week, more so yesterday and today, and then something happened, and then a number 17 came in again. But I'm going to be sort of going back and forth of what the lovely Northern Paul Boyd said in one of his Instagram chats, who is a Reiki master, and he's just a great guy that is doing things for the people. If you don't know him, it doesn't really matter. It's just the things he was talking about. I was watching, I think it was this morning from the other day, last night, was it? Live chat. Some of you will know him, some of you may not. Proper resonated, and I'm going to sort of go back and forth with it, because it's what I resonate with as well. And when you resonate with someone else, you know that's where I'm aligning with these sort of people. So, yes, because you might need a taxi. Hi Welsh Babe, hi Dolly and everyone in chat. I hope everyone is well. I'm here listening in. Oh, I've not seen you for ages. That's nice. So anyhow, I don't know how to get into this, right? Yeah. What was said, there was things at work today I was talking about crystals to someone the other day, and then someone was saying about how they felt with these crystals, and I was like, well, you know, everything's energy. yeah, this bit I wrote down, that Paul was saying that what to share with somebody because you might not know who he is or find him. They do shadow ban him a lot, but anyway, I'll go into my awakening, not in depth, but don't need to. If you've been following me, you've seen it happen anyway. And up to present day, because it's not about really then, it's about now. And it's not about people in the past who are seen as bad or whatever. You know, when people go on about celebrities, this is going to make more sense as I go through. So, for those of you who know, maybe we're just going to have a recap. For those of you who are new, just listen, because I've seen what a lot of people do on YouTube and different platforms. They go in and they don't truly listen to what someone's trying to get across. Some people might not be good at getting some things across, but they don't actually listen properly to the message someone's trying to put out. They're just all up in like, I don't believe that, and they're very fixed. And that's the thing Paul was talking about, fixed. And a lot of people are fixed, and I'll explain that in a minute. Seeing a lot of it, it's frustrating, but anyway. So just a small recap. So as kids, you're normally aware of certain things, maybe because you use your imagination a lot and you may see things or sense things, and it sort of gets shut down over time. Just a small little thing that most people know. And so there's things that I used to talk about, I was into when I was younger, and used to try and talk to people and used to think I was off with fairies, you know, like, yeah, it's a bit woo-woo. Anyway, moving on. A lot more forward, after having the children, this, that and the other, certain things happened, certain things made me sad in the world, the news, people dying, this, that and the other. Why is this happening? Why do we not have remedies to this, this and this, and why is all that money being put there but it doesn't seem to be doing anything? Like most people think, had to start switching the news off because it was making me feel ill, because it was using my emotions to get me in a mental state of, well, very emotional. And I'm a Piscean, water energy, very emotional star sign. So thank you, Ricardo. I'm not really looking at the chat at the minute because it will distract me. Apart from you will survive, Ricardo. Just keep up the this chat might help actually. I just saw something, but I'll try not to get distracted by chat. Things will get better. They'll get better all over. Anyway, right, I won't look at chat because I'll get distracted. So I'm not being rude. Anyone in chat who's got a mod, a spanner, let anyone know that's coming in. I'm not being rude. I'm just not getting distracted. I'll look over now and again. So couldn't understand, you know, what was going on there. Yes, most people know the world's corrupt with certain stuff, the government, this and the bog standard, most people know, but are not really bothered about because they're like, it's the way of the world, whatever. Anyway, as most of you will know, that's been following me for quite a while. In 2017, can you believe it's gone that quick? My dad got me into, no, I said to my dad, I just don't understand why the world is the way it is, why we all here. This is when you start questioning, and then you may get the answer to start waking up. So my dad said, if you really want to know, and my dad was into certain things of energy, Tai Chi, certain books, Native American Indian and things he used to read years back. Thank you. Years back. And when we were younger, we remember going to my dad's when he'd split up with my mum, and he was like, he had all these books on different things and got us interested in different things. So that's always been there. Anyway, when I asked my dad, like in 2017 or whatever it was, I'm just really not understanding what all this is about. And he was like, if you really want to know, you know, the Matrix, red pill, blue pill, if you really want to know, go and check this out. I can't remember, because you've got to remember, this was in 2017. I've said a lot of things since 2017, a lot. Probably couldn't even remember half the stuff I've said on the number 17, but I've said a lot, because I was into it then, I still am. It's still on my phone as a screensaver. It's been there since 2017, which I will show you now, just to prove it. This has been here, and it won't move. Just have to take you off live chat and switch my phone down to switch it back on to That has been on since 2017. I won't move it. My wallpaper screensaver thing. So I'm coming back in now. So I don't know if oh yeah, I do know what channel it was. It was, because people who will remember this. I was listening to, at the time, a channel called We the People 24/7 in America. And they were talking about the Q drops, this, that, and the other, things going on with certain things that can't mention on here properly now because they have censored, and you know, the algorithms and all that, but with certain things with children and this, that, and the other, and things starting with adren something or other, and all this stuff. And I was like, what the actual F? What world do we live in? I love talking about this because I've been through all the emotions, and when you look back, you look like a proper nutter. Still seen as a nutter now, but when I look back, everyone goes through it. Paranoia, everything. And anyway, a lot of you will this is why we share, because a lot of people will resonate and feel better knowing that they maybe felt that way, and maybe you're coming through, because that's what it's about. It's not about staying stuck and fixed. So I'm watching this show 2 weeks. I remember the first 2 weeks solid. Oh my god, hours. And I wasn't working at the time, so I was off with my little one because he was a baby. He was only little anyway. So it was like I was watching it like you do at first, like information overload. Hi Danny, just let him know I'm in my flow. Let him know I'm in my flow. Information overload. Oh my god! And then I started doing my own investigations, and it was like, what the actual F is going on? I was that at that time. I'm not there now. At that time, so my headspace had gone because of what I found out, but it also made sense at the same time as why we've all been fucked up in the world, as in certain ways and certain things we don't do or should do but don't, or things that don't seem to work out, and all this stuff, and people in other countries and things going wrong, and wars and blah 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 blah. Yes, it's a lot to take in. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. That's why a lot of the majority that's left now, the ones that really can't take it, this is why. But that's the chat in a bit. It'll all make sense. So I better write that down because that is the biggest thing. Just let me. What just came in then? Yeah, the Sorry, I had to write that down so I won't forget. So, hi Edward. So, juggler everywhere. I was even distracted myself now. So, yeah, all that stuff. 2 weeks solid. I was like a zombie. Actually, it was more than 2 weeks solid. My mum came down to visit, and now, obviously, when you're first in the awakening of finding out the truth, and I mean the truth, you're like, oh man, and I don't just mean the government of this and the things most people know in the world about anyway, know that are dodgy. I'm talking about deeper down that rabbit hole. Went down all the rabbit holes, folks. So I was down the rabbit. This is when I was right down the rabbit holes, and I mean, I wasn't even coming up from there. So my mum was like, what's up with you? I was like a zombie. Honest to God, I went bed late. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to research, do it yourself, remember, with the Q. Because Q stands for question everything, research yourself and question everything. People called it a cult. It was laughable. What a cult, that tells you to research and question everything. That's not what a cult does. And it's giving loads of information away on the bad side, let's say. Give it a label. We have to give it a label to understand. So she was like, yeah, oh, you and your mum found out at the same time. Well, my mum's sort of half awake and half asleep, but she's not too bad. But she was like, why? Like, what are you going on about all this stuff for? Wow. And I'm like, oh, I burst out crying. She's like, what's the matter? Someone died. Like, that's literally how frustrated I was, and like upset I was, and maybe fearful, whatever. I was like, no, nobody's died. do you know this and this about the world? And she was like, Janine, you're making yourself ill. You're like getting upset over these things that will never change, because that's what they always say. That I've been here, you know, we all know about this. No, you don't know how deep it goes. You know the government's corrupt. You know this, that, and the blah, blah, blah. Surface bits. Most people know. But you don't. And she's like, no, oh no, don't be stupid. So she was all up in that. I was all up in, oh my God. And then I just remember feeling so drained, because it is draining, because you're looking for information, you're staying up late, you're getting up, you want to go to sleep, but you're looking at stuff. So, you know, for a while, I was screaming and shouting about it. On air, I was screaming and shouting about it. Most people do, because you want to tell the world, you want to wake the world up, you want to tell your friends, and then you go and think that you're going to tell some people. This is the funniest, especially people you know very well. Not talking about YouTube, I'm talking about the people in your actual vicinity of your life, whatever the word is, like your best mates and stuff like that. You go and tell them, you're like, whoa, and you think they're going to go, oh, yeah, we need to talk about it. And then you realise that's not the truth. Not everybody does. Some people go, I want to be an ostrich and go and stick my head in the sand, because that's just, I don't really want to know about that, or don't want to know about it yet, because I can't cope, because I've got shit going on in my own life, and I can't cope with knowing about that, and that. And you're like, yeah, but truth will set you free, you need to know, blah, blah, blah. And you just look around and think, fucking hell, who's awake? Like, then you start looking, saying a few things, you might find people awake in your area. Then you start looking around certain platforms and you're like, holy shit, that person has just said something, makes your ears prick up. Oh my God, go and listen to them. You have to work your way around a lot of things. Yes, we have books, we have, they tell you messages everywhere, the dark side, but to find the ones you align with is difficult, because you'll align with some people, you won't align with others. Some people you don't align with fully, may have snippets of truth and bits that you like, but you don't fully align with them. So you do look around, because you're looking for people that are helping you feel that you're not crazy, because they're speaking the things that you've been thinking or speaking yourself, or have been thinking but too fearful to speak about it out loud to people, family and friends, because they're going to go, you're batshit crazy, which is normally what they do. Or they go, I don't want to be friends with you, or just they go a bit quiet with you, and you don't see them for a while, because they're like, holy shit, that person's gone mad. And you're like, I'm mad? I'm mad. You're mad for believing everything you've been told, basically. The twists and turns. So you go through all that, you go through, and I know there'll be a lot of you in chat, either now or after that will agree. You go through many stages of the shouty, well, the upset, the anger. You just were honest to God. How I felt at the beginning, if I had a shotgun, I'd have gone after him. I'm talking about the high ups. Everybody felt like that, you know, it pitched forks at dawn sort of thing, whatever. And then you sort of go through it a bit more, realise this thing's happening, realise there's actually a light side involved with it, and they are going against the dark side. I mean, what more can we say? We have the light and dark of ourselves, so the light and dark is out there. It's a choice you make. It's a force. There's a dark force and there's a light force, yin and yang. Depends which choice you make to be in or not. So yeah, it makes you livid. It makes you so angry. Some people are still in that. This is the difference with what's going on now. So hi Michelle. So I'm not coming in chat for anyone at the minute, because I'm just staying in my flow, and I'll come in after and see. You can let me know if it makes sense, which I don't know. So yeah, you can't have one without the other. So, you know, we're choosing to come from the dark to the light. That's what I keep saying, dark to light. Information from no information, from lack of information. But you go through all these emotions of anger, hatred, this, that and the other, and then you slowly start to calm down. I slowly started to calm down and see it for what it is, and that is an actual awakening, and this is being done to help you awaken. But you still do go around trying to wake people up, but maybe not in the anger stage, more in planting seeds, trying to say things to plant the seeds and leaving it there. I can be quite abrupt, but that's just the way I am sometimes, and you have to learn to chill out a bit, because what you will learn as you wake up is you can't tell the people, as number 17 said. You've got to show them how you have got through it, and are learning from it, growing from it, because it's all an experience that everybody will go through, and it's the actions that you take as you go through it. There's still a lot of people that are still in the anger stage and they haven't moved. I've seen this in my area with friends that I know and family that have told me about friends that have retracted because they're so angry. It's like they know there's a light side, but they're still in fear, sort of like, oh, the friends are not understanding them, so it's that big fallout to divide, because that's another thing that's going on with the divide, to divide the people, and it is happening. That's why people still feel, that frustration now because of this that's going on. But yeah, and Lois said she had an awakened friend who said it tells me it gets better, made me feel better and not so alone. Yeah, and this is what the whole point of me and many others at different stages along the path, small channels, big channels, that talk about this so people don't feel alone in whatever you believe, because it's very layered. And the one thing I knew, and remember, this is what I see, doesn't matter if I'm saying things you don't believe in, like Q and stuff like that, that's up to you. But in my reality, it's a thing, a very big thing. And with the whole Q thing, when people say it was a psyop, it was this, that and the other, and it's like, really? It's funny that, because things we were saying then are happening now, because it was never put out properly, as in the right time we thought it was, because the dark side would know if we worked it out. So they did have tricks, you could say, things that we thought were coming out on certain dates, people that we thought were black hats, actually white hats. Elon Musk, talk about that after, remind me, maybe. Fixed, but I'll talk about that in a bit, that'll make more sense. But you go through all these stages of emotions, people coming at you, people saying this, that and the other, all over. Hi Mary. Hi Janine, not seen your channel in a while. Ooh. So you go through all these stages. So anyway, moving forward a bit, I've spoke about a lot on that, quieting down a little bit, getting into my self more, my spirituality, because like I said, you're all from spirit, therefore it's not like you need to be let in, because you already are. You just learn more about yourself. That's what it's all about. Self, going back to self, going back to soul. So getting into that, the orbs, I've been filming them for a long time, since I woke up to Q, funnily enough, which today makes more sense because it will in a bit. Doing my Reiki, learning about other things, that was a thing I knew about, I already had, but you are normally attuned to that. It's not like, people go on about certificates, this, that and the other. Yeah, we know we don't really need certificates and things to say something, but in the world we're in, people who sort of, I don't know what the right word is, like to see certificates, because let's face it, there's doctors and people out there, for instance, when women have the, I don't even know what they have in the face, silicone, or there was a big craze with the was it silicone in the face? I know they're still doing it now. But there was people who were just sort of buying, it was something like building grade cement, silicone stuff, I don't know what it was, and pumping it into people's faces. They weren't qualified. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes we do, like Botox, or the old, I don't even think it was Botox, it was before then, or, you know what I mean anyway. What I'm trying to say is, people would just say, yeah, I do this, and I do that, and they've not been qualified, but people are doing it because it's on the cheap. So if you get what I'm saying, sometimes there has to be procedures that are saying someone's done this, and they'll go through a sort of site or association, because then the people know it's they're good at what they do, and if something happens, and you're covered, or You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. So it's daft when people say that, because it's like, yeah, we know we don't need that, but for some things people need that to know that they feel safe. And you know what I'm saying. I'm not going into that because that's not really what I'm talking about. But yes, Teresa, and I'm sort of getting to that. So like I said, I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Yeah, so going through all that, loads of different things, light language, lots of different things still coming in for me today. Lots of massive learnings, lots of laughing, lots of learning still going on now, because you're never not learning about yourself. Lots of shake-ups, lots of things said, done, things, what, I don't know, all learning from it, because you're learning from your experiences, and the best things you can learn from is not in a book or anyone else, it's your experience. So I know personally, with my experiences with number 17, is there 17 in chat? Oh my god, there's 17 in chat. I was only saying to Lois today, do you remember when, and it's gone to 18, JFK Jr. When I used to do the chats on Q, 17 was always in the chat, and I was only saying to Lois, who's been shouting it out since I've been yakking and not noticed that there was 17, and I said, yeah, normally when I point it out, the number changes, which it has done to 18, and I see 17 everywhere. I hear it near enough every day, and someone shouted it out at work today, so yeah, I know, bonkers. So that tells me I'm in alignment, because the universe talks in numbers as well. The language of God is numbers. So I'm still learning, but yeah, where was I at then? So yeah, all loads of different stuff. We all are learning from our experience, and the thing is with number 17, the letter number 17, is I always knew when we got told it was biblical, it was like, yeah, it means it's massive. I don't mean biblical in a religious sense of like, I believe in God, I believe Jesus was the man who walked on earth. I'm not religious in the religious sense, but I have said in the past on some videos, Q is more than you know, and it's to do with God. It's a part of like the good God energy. It's to do with that energy, and there is a loss. There is a gospel from the Bible. We know the Bible's twisted, and it's had a lot taken out of it, and a lot of scrolls and scriptures, whatever you call it, books, and there's loads of books of the Bible, and bits taken out and they twist it. But if you actually read it, you can actually see what it's saying compared to what other people would interpret it as. There's a lot of truth in there, but there is a gospel called the Lost Gospel of Q, which is meant to be Jesus' words or Jesus' teaching. So funny that, isn't it? It just cracks me up, and I'll talk about that again in a minute. Hi from Massachusetts. We're waiting for the announcement of the 96. Oh my god, I'm so glad you brought that up. Just let me derail myself. So Nancy's just saying about the Queen passing. I do believe she already has. How long will it take you? I don't know. I already personally, I'm not saying this is God's honest truth, I already think she has. Because I said to Lois today, do you know whose birthday it is today? And she's like, no. And I went, oh, it's the Queen's. But you know, she's ill, she's not been seen, she's blah, blah, blah. I think she went a long time ago. And people go, what do you mean? I've seen her in the newspaper or on the news. It's like, what, a picture? A video from when? But you know what I'm saying? So I personally think she's gone. Because you've got all that stuff for the royals going on, you know, she's got the you know what, and she's not been seen, and the flag's not been raised, and she's, yeah, and he's already gone, and we knew he had gone before. But personally, I already think she has. When they'll announce that, I don't know, but it did go up on the news. Did it go up on the news or something? Or in China, they got, apparently, not saying it's God's honest truth, I'm just saying they got, to do some flags for the Queen, and they put the date on it, but it was for a death, and I was like, something mad like that, and I was like, really? How would you know that? Unless she was dead. So, yeah, I already think she is, and I just think the waiting, and it's going to be a distraction, because, think about it, if something happens around summertime, and a lot more big truth bombs come out, hi, David's Cav, what would you put out that would distract the people? I mean, we've had things going on for the past 2 to nearly 3 years, distraction. We've had something going on in another country at the minute, which is falling apart a little bit. Massive distraction. We had a bit of Will Smith distraction. What do you think? Yeah, London Bridge, thank you, Mary. What do you think would be the next distraction? You know, even if they're saying she has, and everyone's like, oh, we're going to mourn now for weeks on end. Can you imagine? I get the party poppers out. Because something big's going to drop. So let's get the world mourning. Because a lot of people like the royals because they don't understand what they're a part of. But I personally don't get triggered. Believe sure she's it's either that or she's in Gitmo or something. I believe she's already gone. The story will probably be she was that ill because she's 96. That's fine. That's a good age. But you know she got the you know what and yeah, whatever. So yeah. Operation London Bridge falling down. Exactly. If you know what London Bridge means, you know. If you don't, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. London Bridge was a code, and we all know what it stands for. So, that's hilarious. And we've got 17 in the chat still. Thanks, Q. So, moving forward to, so for, who was that? Nancy White. So, hi, Nancy White. And I do light up when I'm talking about the number 17 because it's one of my favourite subjects that I used to talk about, especially with Nikola Tesla, because Donald Trump's uncle, look at the link with Nikola Tesla, spoke about it before. So, yeah, going on about my awakening. So, there was all the spiritual things going on, this, that and the other. Like I said, all the stuff you go through and it brings you back to yourself. You still get triggered. I said the other day when something happened on here, nobody's perfect. Everybody gets triggered. I saw something the other day and it was really nice what they were saying, and it sort of made sense in the way of everyone thinks we've got to be here with unconditional love, but that's when we go back there because we're here to realise that we, I can't remember what it was, that we already are. What was it? I can't remember what way it was said. It was, I don't know if someone said it or it was a little quote. Oh yeah, Julian Assange looked like, yeah, and we've been through all that as well. And we know JFK Jr. is working for the light side. That's one of my biggest things I used to talk about. If you don't know and you're quite new, what were the two white horses significant with? They have her dress in the background. I haven't seen anything. I've not been watching anything to do with the Queen or anything like that, so I don't know. Normally, they do put a sign out with dresses. Melania does it with her signalling, because that's how they signal. They signal through lots of different things, numbers, everything. But I haven't. I might have to look. I don't know. The black holes have her dress. Black hole. Two white horses. I'd have to have a look because I've not been watching anything. I've just heard it on the radio at work, which I hate standing next to because I get sick of listening to it. So yeah, so many distractions can confuse, but we are way ahead. Yeah, and so there's all that going on. Like I said, we're not all perfect. We've come here really to realise we're not all perfect, and it's okay not to be okay. But anyway, and we all do things differently as well. We're all going back there. So with the Q thing, Q's slogan has always been where we go on, we go on. By the way, I've had those sort of videos with those titles in it deleted. I've had quite a few videos deleted with JFK Jr. mentioned in it, in the title. One popped up the other day and I was like, oh my god, I know they censor things, we all know this. And it was a chat on JFK Jr. and someone had commented on it recently, and it was showing comments from a few years ago when I did it. 200 people had commented, and I was like, I didn't see that. And 14,000 people had seen it. I didn't see that. And I was like, the little shits. But we know they do this. So it's not just me who's saying it. So loads of things with JFK Jr. And I may go through one of the JFK Jr. things I spotted I don't even think anyone spoke about, and it was weird. But I'll save that for another time because I'm not going to be on air all night. So The thing is with resonance is when I got into Q, people saying it's a side business, that I never looked into my own stuff. It wasn't just off what people were saying. Yes, you look at stuff and what people are saying, and then you go and do your own research, and it was resonating. And Mr. T, I was looking at him. I was looking at old interviews, what he was saying, not what the media was saying. You've got to listen. And this is what I said at the beginning, with people not listening to people on platforms properly. They just listen to what they want to hear, because, for example, a lot of people don't like Mr. T because they're told not to like him and told what he said and told what he is. They don't go and actually look into his back life of what he's done for people and what he said in interviews, when you listen properly to what he was actually saying, not what the media was saying he was saying. So there's a massive difference. Who else also besides JFK Jr. do you think? What do you mean, Nancy? Who else is alive? I think, I'm just putting this out there, a lot of people say this, I think people think you're crazy. MJ, Michael Jackson, Starseed, Princess Diana, maybe. Quite a few people. I know people go, oh, you know, I think Elvis is anything. I do think there are people who have, I'm not saying it's for definite, but I'm saying because we know how Junior faked his death and why, to do with Hillary and certain other stuff to do with his dad, and what his dad was trying to get out as well. If he could do it, so could others. And we know this because Hollywood do things, and we know you can use certain props and certain stuff to do stuff. And if you don't think that, you're absolutely bonkers. Normal people have faked the deaths and got away with it. You've seen stories on documentaries where people have done stuff. So if people think people can't do it, yes, you can. So, you know what I mean? The only thing is with, when you look into Princess Diana, she knew JFK Jr. The media used to say that, oh, maybe they were having an affair. If you actually look into it, I've looked into all that. I think they were just friends. She knew stuff about the royals, obviously. You really think she looked happy when she was with Charles? I don't think so. MJ would have known about the music industry and would have gone through a lot because of his father and his family. The media said he was this, that and the other. Was he really? Was he really? Because I don't believe that. One of my favourite singers, I don't believe that. But there is a thing with being fixed with something, which I'm going to talk about in a bit again. Because if something flipped and I saw something that this is what Paul Boyce was saying the other day, I thought, oh my God, I'm really not sure now. I'll just not watch that person or support that person and think, okay, we don't associate with that person anymore because, yeah, maybe, you know, we were wrong about that and it looked like they were okay, but they're not. But with Mr. T, that's never come up. With the only thing recently that's going about, you may have seen it, I don't know, because personally I've always liked him, but people play good. Russell Brand's putting a lot of truths out, but there's a big thing going about him and Jimmy Savile, and I'm like, oh my God. But I will sort of, if he is for the dark side, fair enough. I've put a few of his posts up saying, yeah, he's telling the truth. That's okay. That doesn't mean I'm in the dark side. It just means you can move from something. Because someone shout out and about in a minute, because I'm probably going to forget, Elon Musk, dark hat, white hat, okay? And I'll explain it for people who don't know who Paul Boyce is, of what he said, which I resonated with and think anyway. So there's lots of people that will swap and change, like, was he good? Was Alex Jones good? Was he not? Was he? Is he? No, I don't know. Well, you can sit on the fence with people and think, I'm just going to watch because I'm not quite sure. So I'm just still waffling. Yeah, Princess Diana, Baron, they look so simple. Yes, there's a lot of weird things going on out there. And you can't say, you know, people go, oh, I believe in aliens, I believe in this, I believe in unicorns, I believe in this. Oh, no, I don't believe someone could fake the death. Are you for real? Really? Okay. Right. We don't have things like prosthetics and things that can change the look of you. Things that could help you breathe underwater. Navy SEALs could help you do things underwater. There's loads of things when you actually do the proper research and look into things. So, yeah. like I said, lots of things started aligning with Q, and the thing is, Q was a tool. It's not gone anywhere. Q was a tool to give to the people to help them research. Yes, a lot of people knew about some of the stuff before, but they couldn't get stuff out properly. But they needed to wake more people up, and they also needed to get people to research properly. Because you see people now and they'll go, oh, something, 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 and they'll quote the mainstream media, and then they'll go, check it on fact checkers. Do you know who fact checkers are a part of? Like Facebook and everything else. It's like, really? Fact checkers have actually found out that they're not the actual facts. It's just their opinions. Isn't that funny? At the mainstream media, isn't it? So there's all that. JFK Jr.'s phone, he must have also been. Yeah, he did fly, and he sailed boats. He knew about it, and it's the Navy SEALs that helped them escape. He also knew, if this is what I say about research, if you look at one of his last interviews, he has a cast on his leg the day before he flew. He wouldn't be able to fly with a cast on his leg. So, funny that, isn't it? But there's loads of stuff I've talked about in past videos. If you go back and type in Dolly Daydream JFK Jr., it might come up. Like I said, YouTube have deleted some of them. Oh yes, but I think there's still some there. I'm not saying I got everything pinpointed or whatever, but it was good at the time. So what I'm going to do now, because I do want to read a bit of this if it dropping memories, but I think I've said everything. I'm just saying I'm still with Q, but it doesn't overtake my life where you go in the rabbit hole and you never come up. I went in them rabbit holes. Jesus Christ. If you don't come out of them rabbit holes, you will get depressed and paranoid, which a lot of people do, because when they first wake up, they start finding out about symbols and numbers and freaking out and thinking, if someone wears, I don't know, the Jewish star, oh, it means you're this. If someone wears a triangle, it means you're part of the Illuminati. Really? They stole our symbols. If you wear a pentagram, it's evil. If you wear an evil eye, it's evil. If you have the number 6, it's evil. If you do the OK sign, it's evil. Oh my God, till people learn and calm down that they stole our symbols, but it means different to them than it does to us. They told everybody the number 13 was bad luck. It isn't. It's just one of the missing months, apparently. A lot of us have heard that. There's supposed to be 13 months. And I think Lois was saying today there was 13 high J boots. There was 13 hours in the clock in the labyrinth, because life is like the labyrinth. It's all in the movies. And there's supposed to be a 13th zodiac sign. We're on the wrong calendar. A lot of us know that because a lot of us have been through all the rabbit holes. And then we let it go, you know, been through flat earth, been through this, been through that, blah, 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 blah. There's absolutely loads you can go in. Some people stay in one and never move. Some people call other people when they're coming through their awakening, which you shouldn't be doing. We may have all done it, because they'll say, well, I've been on it for years. And it's like, yeah. So, this lot are coming through. Brilliant, because it shows you that people are waking up. Why wouldn't you want that? Let them come through. Let them do the thing. Let them go through the stages, because the only way they're going to learn is by going through it and not someone doing it for them. Guidance, help, but you're not doing it for them. They've got to learn. So there's all that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read my poem out, because I don't want to be on here too long. It's just things that have been coming in, confirmations from numbers, people that I resonate with, things that I've been thinking about, and then, because this is how spirit talks as well, you'll tap on YouTube and all of a sudden something will come up of someone you probably resonate with, and they'll be talking about that exact same thing, and you're like, oh my God, brilliant. We've all been saying for ages, it's all about knowing yourself, knowing what you need now, helping yourself, because it's that thing, if you're on a plane, you have to put the mask on first before you help anyone else. You need to be doing that because there's a time coming up very soon, and that was confirmation today with Paul Boys of energies that are coming in, that you need to be in that higher aspect of like not in fear, because you're going to find it very hard if you are, and I'm going to explain that in a minute for the people who haven't seen it. Yes, and it makes sense to why they would make it a number to be suspicious about. I know I used to live in number 13, and it's really funny because I live at number 6 and I've got 3 bins, and when they go out it's 666, but I could be looking at it the other way and it'd be 999, depending on what angle. Dolly, I was in and out of the rabbit hole, my brain was like a flying cabinet. Exactly, Teresa, and this is what I'm trying to say to people. When you're in the rabbit holes, some people will pop their head in and go, fucking hell, I'm not going in there, that, whoa, God, that's deep. They will turn the other cheek. I'll talk about that in a minute as well. If I can read off here. Because you will go in, I went right in all of them and didn't come up for a while, and then I came up and thought, right, so what do you do now? It's what you do now, knowing about the information, you know. So thank you, Danny. Doubt is of the other side. It makes you doubt yourself and what you know to be true, so you are left confused. Yeah, and you get other people who are not aligned to it, aligned to the truth, and like they'll start arguing and calling you mad and this, that, and the other, and that's when you get a bit like, I'm not sure. But I've always been sure that the light was on our side. We've got angelics and different things helping us. We have got white hats helping us, and they've been helping us for a very, very, very long time. Because if there's dark, there's light, so that's pretty obvious. But what I'm going to do is read the poem that I made in. This was a book that I used to write things down. I was like a nutty professor. I used to write my shit down. I don't even know what's going on in this book. If I read it now, I'd probably be like, what the hell was I writing? It's all Q based. I did my own research. I wasn't just listening. I was in it. So I wrote a poem in the kitchen one day, and a lot of people have heard this, and I think I read it out on someone's channel. Might have been Mark Atwood, can't remember. Anyway, I'm going to find it, because personally I thought it was really good for myself. So, and it's still relevant for today. But I'm going to read it out because I'm quite proud of it. Like I said, if you don't believe in it, it's fine. Go and align with somebody else, but this will be me in my element now. So, this is my poem. You may have heard it. Most of you will have done. If you're new, you won't have heard it. So, I'm just going to recap. This was my poem. We all came together by the letter Q, picked up the breadcrumbs, researched and knew what to do. The movement of truth from dark to light, we are all Q, and we the people will fight for our freedom, our families and our rights to live in a world rid of evil. It's all for our kids. So we ride on the Q train with POTUS and R, so let's unite together and shout hurrah. The plan of the elites, sky is falling down. They never thought she'd win. They never thought she'd lose. They are such clowns. That's Hillary, by the way. So the rise of the people, like the rise of the sun, is light to the world to show us the way. Truth is here and it's here to stay. This time will be told for years to come. History we are making, and we were all part of it. It's been so much fun. We've laughed, we've cried, we've wobbled at times, but we stayed strong and we stayed on the ride. The time is now where we go one, we go all. Patriots of the world, we win, they fall. Thank you, Q, POTUS and R. You set us free to be who we truly are, we the people. Sorry, but I've blown my own trumpet because I love it, and I've not read it out for ages. And that's just a recap of the energy I was in because this was written a bit ago. It must have been 2018 maybe. Thank you. I'll take a bow. Taking a mic. But yeah, And it's still relevant today because, boom, love it. Thank you, Kurt. Exactly. I'll keep reading it out. That poem will go down in history. You saw it here first. You saw it here years ago. My poem. So, yes. I was the same. I became a journalist. I was writing everything down. Exactly. I've got books and shit on shit. I've got another one somewhere. I'm going to have to read it out. You got me going now. Where's the other one? The pink book. You know what the pink book is? Let me see if I can find it. I'll just sneak in the other room. So, who knows what this book is? Dun dun dun. This is your life. And the energy I've always been in from Q, learning about this person, because everybody's seen this. A watercolour painting that I did in about 10 minutes in the energy of JFK Jr. as a little boy at his dad's funeral. The blue Tiffany coat says Dolly Daydream, and it says 2018. It's always been on my wall because that's the faith that I have in what's going on. This book, as I like to read out every now and again. Are you ready? Never written that much even at school. I know. Well, we weren't told much at school really, were we? So this was another nutty gematria. If I read this back now, I'd be like, what? Antarctica, paradigm shift, the climate change. Just been having a bit of a ding dong about that. A bit JFK Jr. stuff in here. Angela Merkel, Hitler's daughter, loads. Oh my god, it makes me laugh. Right, I think I found it. Is that it? Yeah. So, you should know this one that I'm going to read out. So, are you ready? Yeah. So, in the height of Q, we had, I think it was a Q drop. It was on something, and it was a picture. I think it was, if I remember correctly, a picture of Trump and JFK Jr. together because they were friends. Hint, hint. Work that one out. So, I'd laugh if it went back up to 17 when I'm reading this out. So this was something that was put out, and I'm going to read it. I always say this. I'm going to read it as it was said because it might sound a bit what. I'm going to read it as it was written. So I always butt in it, so I'm going to try and not butt in it. I'm just going to read it. In 1909, we lost everything. My father caught on. First to the Bilderbergs, then he caught on the NASA. He demanded to know who the Greys were and why they were here. They killed him. I strategically staged my own death, allied with the one person in this world whom I knew was honourable enough to trust and begin to build the plan. Penance is coming. Regardless of what you think, you are not yet awake. You do not know how deep this goes. If you knew, you would never sleep. No shit, Sherlock. Many of you would never go on. You need each other, and this is going to go into a chat in a minute. I have put it in. You need, every one of you, learn to play nice with each other or be left behind. If one stumbles, pick them up. If one asks a question, give them the answer. That's a bit hard sometimes because people don't want to listen. This is how we grow. There's no more room in the plan for arrogance and self-importance. If you turn one away, you've hurt the plan. If you hurt the plan, you'll be left behind. We are watching. We see all. There are no secrets. You would never believe the files kept on every one of you. For that matter, you'd never believe where they are kept. Prepare for the next days. Prepare each other. You are one, and where we go one, we go all. And then it just said and there's 17 in the chat. Because I think the white hats are watching. Is it me being paranoid? That would be me being paranoid. That would be like, oh my god, but this used to happen all the time. So it's gone to 19 now, but it said 17. Hi Astral Thief. So there's my confirmation if you know about numbers. So that's why I got invited to Camelot Hotel, Castle Hotel, Camelot, for Camelot TV. Not the other Camelot, because there's Camelot. What's the other channel? The Camelot. I can't even think what it's called now. Or was that Camelot TV? And I can't remember what. What's his name? John Maplin's place in Cornwall. And that's just another thing with other bits of truth and things going on, you know, stuff. But they invited me down because he said I was the biggest Trump supporter in the UK. Because at the time I was proper going at it, and I still am. So yeah, so that's amazing. The way we go on, we go all about helping people. Yes, we've all been frustrated. Yes, we were getting spat. Yes, it's hard to try and help people because they don't want to listen. We still do wobble. We still do get frustrated. We still do say the wrong thing sometimes when we don't mean it. But I think what's coming, and this resonated so much with the whole where we go on, we go on. The whole movement of, I don't know what you want to call it, the truth, of what's going on, the dark to light, the lack of information to information. That's what light is, information. Dark is the lack of. To me, because this is me personally and my beliefs, I have seen and experienced, especially with Q, is it was something to help people wake up, like I said before. But the thing is, there's a lot of people in the world right now that will not listen, that will go through, you could say, the tribulations or whatever soon, and they'll have to deal with it. And then when they've seen it and dealt with it, they'll have to make a choice to go for the light or the dark, or to turn the other cheek. But as Paul Boyce was bringing this up yesterday, I think it was, that's going to be their choice, because once you've seen something, as they say in the Matrix, you can't not sort of go back to sleep. Some people might try, but you just can't. We are the truth and movement. Yeah, we are. And some people will be like, oh, but it's the truth. Q does line up with the truth, and like I said, if you don't know about the lost Gospels of Q, then you need to look into it. I've actually brought the book, but it aligned anyway when I heard about it and thought, well, of course. JFK Jr., John, they were, and it's more about the Christian faith before the Christian church, as in the ones that took over and sort of like went religious and did all the sinning stuff and all that, if you know what I mean, trying to sort of get people bogged down with the whole religion thing, if you get what I'm saying, like true Christianity before. That's what it's to do with. Paul Boyce was basically saying, because if some of you don't know who he is or can't find his channel because he gets taken down a lot, he's from my area up north. He's a northern guy, a good northern guy. He's a Reiki teacher, healer, does a lot of things with ley lines. He does ley lines, all sorts of different things, because people do different things in different areas, and people do different things in different healing modalities, and that is fine. There's no right or wrong way of doing something, but there's lots of these people about. I made some notes because he was sort of going on about, he started talking about Elon Musk because that's the thing that people are talking about at the minute. Now he's proper trolling the dark side at the minute. It's like he flipped a switch. The Democrats are going mad. He wants free, internet, whatever it is, with Starlink. Well, obviously that's Nikola Tesla anyway. Nikola Tesla talked about that years ago. You will be able to see people and talk to people. He meant the internet. Anyway, I'm not going into that because I talked about it before. But basically, it looks like Elon Musk has flipped because we didn't know if he was for the dark or he was the light. I think on the cube boards at the time, a few years ago, I'm sure, I could be mistaken, he was put up as unsure sort of thing. They didn't know. I wasn't sure that he was good, but now I'm thinking maybe he is. But it's like Paul was saying, it's like with the whole thing going around with Russell Brand. I liked him. Maybe he's not of the good side, maybe he's just looking like, because that's what people do. They will talk about certain stuff and put certain truths out, so people go over, and I'll always just put Paul Boys into the chat, thank you, to get people to go that way, and then they start telling them other things and it takes them off it. I'm not saying he is or isn't, so I might have to sit on the fence with Russell Brand at the minute. It's a shame if he is, but we'll see, only because there was a picture of him with somebody, I can't remember who it is, and he's not supposed to be that good, and he's all caught up in other stuff, and then apparently, this is what I've heard, I've not seen it, someone found a video of Russell Brand in his own archives that he was talking about how nice Jimmy Savile was. If you know who he is, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you won't. But still, because this picture looked like when he was younger, what Paul Boys was saying, it wasn't about him. Paul Boys was talking about Elon Musk. Now, imagine you were unconscious and you didn't really know. We've all been there. So what you thought you were doing were right, and the people that may have been involved with a business or something you were doing or trying to get out, it's a bit like Tesla, wanted things for humanity, maybe didn't get out the way you wanted. Maybe you were unconscious to certain things. What happened if you woke up in that arena and thought, shit, oh my god, how now do I change it so it helps the people more? I thought it was helping the people, but I'm not sure. Or they could have been blackmailed, found out that they've been blackmailed, because we all know that goes on. So we all get judgy and try and judge, but then we don't realise how deep things can go, and that's what Paul was saying, and it's true, everybody does it. Or did he just have a conscious awakening and thought, oh my god? Some people say, yeah, they were into certain other things in rabbit holes. Yeah, but he was putting stuff about, the car that went to the moon or Mars or whatever it was. This, that and the other, that was meant to be fake. Maybe he was just doing that to trick the dark side and go along with certain things they wanted to put out to the masses, because you have to look like you're part of it, just like Trump said way back. Hi, Astrophive. You keep your friends close and your enemies closer so you know what they're up to. It's the same thing. People have to get in those high up places to see what's going on, to take it down from the inside. How to do that? You act like you're a black hat. The black hats have done it in the white hat. Pretending they're a white hat when they're not. That's why you will start to see people you thought were good, that maybe not, and the people that you thought weren't actually are, because you'll start seeing it change. Paul Boys was saying, he's supposed to be doing the Twitter thing, Elon Musk, which will help show the censoring and why they censored the 45th president, because they're not allowed to do that, and the whole thing with all that starts coming out. Big booms. So he's not really going to do that. Like Paul was said, if all of a sudden something happened where it's censoring again, we'd all know that's not going to happen. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, it was just brilliant what Paul Boys was saying, of like, everyone gets caught up in stuff. Even if someone was walking for the dark, they have the choice to wake up and be conscious because they didn't know, to then work for the light. You can change. You don't have to be fixed. A lot of people are fixed in their beliefs because they don't want to look like they didn't know, or it's their ego, whatever, and they've never changed their mind. I've put people up who I think are good, but if it changed, like Paul said, if he saw that Elon Musk wasn't for the people now, it's not about the other year, the year before. It's about what he's doing now. It's irrelevant what he was doing a few years ago because it's about now. So Paul Boyce was saying, if he found out, because you get people screaming going, he's bad, I know he is, and he was like, yeah, so Paul just said to this woman who was screaming out, like, you get a lot of people who do that, especially when people are just first waking up and going through the paranoia and the fear, because they think everybody's bad, and then people go, oh, hi Rachel, ooh, he's got loads of money, he must be evil, because they think if you're getting money, you're evil, which is ridiculous. You know, if successful people, some people are unconscious, they don't know things are going on. So if they change, he said to this woman, if you've got evidence on that he is, show it me. Well, nothing was shown because this is what these people do. They have no evidence on it. So he was saying, but if something popped up and I realised he wasn't anymore and it was going to shit, that he just wouldn't support him, talk about him, follow him, whatever, because you just become from fixed to unfixed and you just fix your focus on something else because you've got the choice to say, actually, I did think he was that, but now I don't, and I have the choice to move. And then you just, and this is what I've said, when you resonate with people, you align with the truth. If that's not in alignment with the truth anymore, or that person, you just drop it and you don't align yourself with it. It's easy as. I've said this before. That's why I said you resonate or you don't resonate. So to me, it's the same. So we were talking about that, but like I said, I think that's going to be big booms with the whole Twitter thing, because if you know about Twitter and Mr. T, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Best way to confuse the enemy would be to pretend to be on their side. Exactly. Of course you would. And they've done it as well. So, but like Paul Boyce said, with the Lost Gospels of Q, you've got white hats that have been in since day dot. Everyone got ridiculed. Jesus got ridiculed. Do you know what I mean? He had disciples. He had truthers. And they didn't like the truth. There's always been white hats in. You can't... it's like I said, you get so many people that get paranoid. They go into fear. Everything's bad. Every symbol's bad. Every person with money's bad. This is bad. That's bad. Really? And this is what he was saying was coming in summer with the solar... the solar flashes, the energy's coming off the sun in summer, which makes sense, dark to light, is the people who are in fear, very much in fear, and have done certain things and are not aligning themselves with the truth. That's the truth of God as well. The truth are going to struggle when these energies come in. And this is why I've been saying, so this is why it makes sense, a lot of other people saying, like I said, we're not all perfect, we're going through it and we're still trying to align ourselves. Working on yourself, reflecting, working through stuff, working through energies, knowing what you need to do now to align yourself with what's coming this year with those new energies. Because if you've not noticed, there's loads of energies been coming in, because the people who are lower down, you would say, like I said, in the fear, in focused on the negativity, are going to struggle. Because they're not claiming out, I've said this before, their energy to bring in the new, because they're going to be very strong. You don't see it, you know, you'll get lots of people in other places going, oh, it's going to burn the earth, it's going to do that. No, you feel it, you feel the energies. So if you're feeling a bit off, it could be to do with things like that. But like he said, and I believe, the people who are not working on self and are not aligning self the truth, like he said, are turning the other cheek because they don't want to see they're going to have the problems. And this is where all the healing comes in. I knew this. A lot of people, other people have been doing this about the healing that's going to need to be done for when this carries on. And it will carry on for a bit. And it will carry on for months, where people are getting into alignment with themselves, because when they see the truth, they also see the truth within themselves of what they need to come away from or start building on and letting go of, and they start to heal. They'll get people in, they'll want people to help them heal, even though they can help heal themselves. But when you've been that fixed in it, you need people to help kickstart you off, guide you, and then you start healing. So that's where a lot of that stuff came in, and that's why I went into it, because I knew this. I knew there'd be a time when things would be revealed, and a lot of people are not gonna like what they see and hear, and they're gonna go into meltdown like you would have done when you first found out. And also, you know, because it's going to be people they looked up to. It's so layered. What I do believe in, the thing that came in this morning, a bit of a download, is when I was listening to Paul, after it went off and I aligned with so much she was saying, you know, about the 13 tribes and this, that, and if you don't know about that, I'm not going into all that now, but the download I got was, well, then didn't it make more sense that us who have woke up over time, people years ago, back, now, up to now, those that are still sleeping, it's just a word we're using, they're the ones that would find it the hardest and would not go on with knowing, as we knew, they're going to. Some might not make it, as people have said, but there was a lot of masses that needed to go through it, like we have and people before us, to help those that are going to be coming through it in the next stages, because they'll see that you are still here, shining your light, still got a smile on your face, still being positive, and they'll be like, oh, how did you get through? And you're going to help them to heal in so many different ways. It's not one way. It could be talking to people, it could be being there for people, it could be holding the hand, it could be anything, any of that, helping them through the truth, and the truth will set you free. So I believe a lot of us needed to be shaken and waken up, go through the process to become calmer and learn about ourselves for the next phases that are coming in. Because where we go on, we go on. We ain't leaving them behind, but they do have to do the work, and that's why a lot of it has took time. People going about, oh, not in time. Yeah, but here, it takes time for the people to come over so they can get the head round it. How long did it take you to get your head round it? So we can't judge, because people do, we all do, and go, they need to wake up now. They're getting extra time. We're on the sidelines at the minute, waiting. We've been waiting, but that's how it goes. You have to be patient, if you get what I'm saying. So it totally aligned with me. The energies that have been coming in recently have been bonkers. Like, you can tell there's new energies coming in. I'm getting stomach ache like you wouldn't believe it. I'm just putting this out there just in case anyone else is back. I swear to God, that was another thing. Today at work, I thought I was going through labour. But we are rebirthing. Gaia's rebirthing. We're rebirthing a new earth and a new consciousness, because that's what basically it's all about, is a new consciousness of being. And I felt like I was in labour today. Pains in my back, pains in my stomach. Yeah. The birthing pains of what's going on. Growing pains, exactly, because I said I have shifted again. Some things I reflected on from a few days ago, a few weeks ago, and I thought, I'm glad that's happened, because it's helped me shift again, not get involved in stuff or maybe react too quick sometimes, especially when things are through, like certain things where you get the wrong end of the stick sometimes. But that's in life anyway, you know, that can be at work, that can be anywhere. And I just think thank you to the universe, because it helped me reflect. And I was only saying to someone today, to me, it's different if a person can reflect on their own stuff compared to somebody who never reflects on anything and just thinks, oh well, doesn't matter. It's different when you reflect and think, oh yeah, I see what that was. Next time I won't react that way. I'll try and, because then you work on it bit by bit, where it gets better and better, and you become, because it's all about becoming a better person. No one's better than anyone else, but just becoming a better individual of the way you react to your emotions, because that's why the news is going off in emotions, because they know it gets to us, and we'll work certain actions out of emotions that are normally quick, fiery, and we don't always mean what we say or do on any level, and that's why they do what they do. So yeah, I've got 16 in chat, but yeah, so it goes to 17. I get 17 a lot when I'm talking about Q. And 16 is 7, and that's my favourite number. So yeah, I'm just trying to look on if there's anything else. Yeah, and he was saying, you know, you get a lot of people calling people saying that they're aligned with the darkness and the satanic, and that's all judging, because he was saying that you get people who go in paranoia, and it is quite funny. because you may have done it yourself. He was saying he could have been with a worn a devil top a few years ago, because it was just a devil top. But looking back, because he put things out there, someone would say, oh, he wore a devil top with in 1990 something, and that means he's satanic. Really? So you've never worn anything. If you don't know the symbols, you've probably worn something without even knowing. And then you become conscious. He said, I've worn a Man United top that has a devil on it. Man United has a devil, but we all know what Man United is and sports and things like that, what they're a part of. So everyone judges everyone when everyone's done the thing that they judge people on. This is what I'm saying, that everybody's perfect, and you came here to realise that you actually, that's okay. We're just learning and growing. Yeah, it's nice to see a load of people in chat I've not seen for a bit. I'm just, if there was anything else. Oh yeah, and he was talking about why there's only some that always see the dark. There's a lot of negative people out there. They only see the dark in absolutely everything. How's that? When there's light, if there's dark, there's light. They will badmouth everything. They will only see the dark. You get that a lot with people that wake up, who are probably newly awakening now, because they go through the fear. They think everything's bad and everybody's bad, and they do the whole shouty, judgy thing. What else? Yeah, so I've gone through the solar energy and how that might affect your energy field, because it will, because you feel it. You're not going to see it, you're going to feel it. Yeah, and he was saying, obviously, like I've just said, if you're more centered in love and peace and aligning yourself with the truth, you're going to be okay. It's the people who are not aligning themselves with the truth, they're turning a cheek, they're in total fear, confusion, whatever, they will find the energies harder. And that makes sense to me. And yeah, it was just the consciousness awakening. People are too fixed. Like I said, there are people that will not move from a fixed perception of something or someone. And like I just said, the example, this woman shouting out about Elon Musk, you've got to understand where these people are at. Do you know where their consciousness was at the time? No, you don't. So, and you've all been there. So that's where we've got to be careful. And like I said, I put people out, Russell Brand, stuff like that, and think, oh yeah, they're good. Maybe they're not, I don't know, but we'll see in the end. I'm not too concerned with that. It's a bit like the royal family. Harry, I'm not really sure about, because we all know he isn't Charles's son, let's face it. They did the whole boom thing, if you know what boom is in Q, ages ago with the Queen, and I'm just thinking, he don't want to go back. I'm not saying he's a reason, but I sit on the fence with him because I'm not sure. And like I said, all's going to be revealed in the end anyway. People are going to be shocked on either side of who was a black hat, who was a white hat, who played what side, and stuff. But it does make me laugh when people try to take you away from certain truths, accuse us out, this, that, and the other. And it's like, I'm aligning with the truth. And the spiritual community, I think someone else was talking about this the other day, Joanne Dunn or somebody, is the absolute worst you can be in, because trying to tell you what to do, what to believe, the 17 in chat, what you shouldn't be looking at, because you've got to focus on this more, which is yes, but I've always had this thing with it sounds a bit contradictory, it's weird. It's like, we've got to focus on the good. So like I said, don't focus too much on the news and all that, because we know that's bullshit. You don't want to get caught up in that. But I don't know how to put this over. Like, people will say, we all know we have to go and bin. We all know the world out there is an illusion with what they put out. But there are things out there that are showing the truth, and they are real. So it's not like I'm accusing illusion, it's just that never. It's just part of it. It's like, no, it's part of the truth. So when you align with your inside, it will also align on the outside. That's why you're seeing a lot of this go on, because we're aligning with truth within us. And it's a godly truth. So it's coming out in the physical. That's really hard to explain to some people sometimes. Ooh, caravan conversion. So, you know, it's a bit like I said, oh, go and meditate on Mount Kilimanjaro somewhere, you know, forget all that. Well, it's a beautiful thing to see. And then people will say, oh, it doesn't matter because it's only a show and it's only a theatre. Yes, it is theatre, as in what's going on the world stage and the media and this, that and the other. But behind that, it's very real. And they're just giving us a show. It's not for us, it's for the others to wake up. But it's real what's going to happen, and it's real what's going on, because we're taking our real world back. We're not putting up with the fakeness anymore, the illusion. We're taking it back. So I think you'll know what I mean in chat. But all that shit, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Martin Kenny, yeah. Oh yeah, Martin Kenny, yeah. Yeah. D'Angelo, hi D'Angelo. Real talk. Yeah, I think you know what I mean. So people, this is where the spiritual community get things where I believe there's a thing, you know, people talk about New Age, is that it's not, we all know New Age isn't real New Age, it's from way back. But they twist it now where they get people moving away from things. So yeah, it's all love and light, but they're actually getting you moving away from seeing the truth, because the truth will set you free, and you do need to know the truth, because it's a thing that will make you, it's a sovereignty, I can never say that word. There are events, yeah, like with the false flags and other staged events, doesn't mean real casualties don't happen. Yeah, and I think that's what people get mixed up when we say, oh, this isn't really happening over there. We don't mean, for instance, in a country at the minute where they're saying there's a war, there isn't people dying because we're saying it's fake. We're saying the story behind it is not the truth. Yes, there'll be casualties because we know what collateral damage is, we know what they do, we know the dirty play, the games that they play, but the story they're putting out is not the truth at all. So yeah, timber, yay, and a timber. So, you know, there is that side, because they get in everywhere, the dark side. We've gone in the so-called spiritual realms, or I don't know, whatever, and they get in there to move people away into all love and light. We don't do anything. Yes, I understand. We do things, we meditate, we go within, but there is a realness to it where actually there does need action to be taken, but it's not in the way we've done it in the past. That's why we've always failed with anger. It's not done through anger and violence of what they want us to do, because that isn't the right way, and that's what we've done in the past. That's why it is done with love. It is done with kindness, but it's sort of a stiff, what would you say, like basically justice is coming. We've got Gitmo, we've got shit, we've got that. If you don't align with that, fine. I align with the Q movement, I align with Trump, I align with JFK Jr., I align with the truth that I see, that many others see. So we will see what goes on from now to then, because all the things I've been talking about, other people have been talking about, I'm not saying I've got everything spot on, but trying to put out, spoke with Roxanne and Rich a bit ago on the Q stuff, is all happening. We never knew when it was meant to happen, at what time, what date, because they would know. It's very clever the way it's been done. Yes, I used to put my opinion on something and go, oh, I think this is going to happen, this is going to happen. Wouldn't it be good if this and this happened? And it didn't, but it doesn't mean something wasn't happening that was good, or that won't come out on a certain date. We were all speculating and stuff. And people say, but oh, JFK Jr. never came out. Well, if you've still been following that, you'll see certain things in that. Yeah, maybe he never came out in the way we were saying. Doesn't mean he's not going to. Doesn't mean something's not going to happen. So I just think it's amazing. It's amazing what's going on. There's weird stuff going on in my life. Something happened today that was mad, but then again, I asked for it. I'm not going to tell you what that is. Like I said at the beginning, you're just going to have to wait and see. And I want to see how that progresses myself. There's lots of things that I want to do that I'm not going to be talking about yet, because it's for me to work through at the minute. And hopefully you'll just see it coming in naturally. Yeah, the many disguises of JFK Jr. It's like, where's Wally? So, as they've always said on the queue, this is the greatest time to be alive. Oh my God, it's been hard. It's been effing frustrating, but it's never brought my energy down. It's made me feel stronger in my faith than ever. I've never been an atheist. I'm not religious, but I've always believed in something, whether you say that's God, the universe, source, whatever. God doesn't care. I normally say source, universe. Always believed in something was there. Always had a knowing about that. I'm not an atheist, I never have been. I think a lot of stuff that will go on people will probably choose to come away from maybe thinking there isn't a false source out there. So, you know, like I said, the Lost Gospels of Q. We've got Quell, which is the German word for source. There's loads going on, absolutely loads going on. So, like I said, yeah, it's getting good, and you just don't need to be in fear. But it is the biggest thing everyone's been putting out about, and I've been saying this about letting go, is the same message. So when I see other people saying it, I'm like, oh my God, it is lining up those timelines of get releasing your shit, get working on your shit, work more and more, and keep working. Don't think you've done it, keep doing it, because I believe these energies are coming in around summer, just like Paul said, and a lot of other people said. It's not going to burn you, you feel it, but you'll feel it'll be hard for a lot of people. Like some people said, some people might not make it, they might not be able to take it, but that's what you're all here for, in many different ways. So get out of the negative and the fear and get into the positive and the love. Don't be harsh on yourself if you do get triggered, because I do still, and I'm still learning from that. Yes, it's mirrored. It's just all learning. You've got time to be boosting that up. So, you know, you've got to do you before you can do anyone else. You can't help other people if you're not helping yourself. First, doing it alongside it all. So I think I've read everything out. I'm not quite sure. I'll probably look at it and go, oh my God, I missed something out. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little bit of the heart chakra bowl. So if you want to sit back, I don't even know what I've just said, you know what I mean? I'm basically just saying I have high faith in what's been going on, because I have high faith in myself of being in tune with what I personally, like I said, this is just my truth I'm putting out, resonated with over the past so many years. I'm coming on here talking about stuff, and the alignment with Q, Mr. T, JFK Jr. and all the people that are involved in certain things, because I have faith in God and I just highly resonated with, I know it's from that. And like I said, with the whole matching up to the Lost Gospels of Q, it just aligns with everything of what I always said, and I've said this way back in 2018, it's more than people know. It's a bit like when they're saying, do you know where all your records are kept? Or your Akashic records, who knows? But this is why I say be careful what you've been putting out there, and be careful, you know, because you can say everything's recorded on here, but everything's recorded there as well. So, you know, your soul knows. Your soul knows. Yes, follow your truth and feel from the heart and soul. Exactly. And like I said, if you haven't seen my orb videos when I got off here the other night and I was all high in my energy, the rose gold energy came in, and it was there, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I was having a conversation with Source and my guides, and that's what came in. But I have the faith in that, that's why. And there is no coincidences now, so I don't know if this will come across. Does this sound, is it too loud? Because I was going to do a bit of my drum and then the bowl, and I was just going to mess around with a bit of music before I go. So if you want to sit back and just, about releasing again, so we're going to release, just think of releasing any negativity, any fear. So I'm going to have to check this after, because I might, like I said, I need to get one of the microphones that maybe makes it sound softer. I don't know. But I'm going to get my C drum out. Waves. So let me know. Thank you, D'Angelo. They are. And I've been into that for a bit. You know, people get different things that come into them. They get different talents, different modalities, whatever you want to call it, you know. And if you work on it, you'll see. So that was just one big massive, not a coincidence that all that came in when it did. So that seed drum needs to be bigger because it doesn't give you much scope to move it about. So I'm going to do the bowl now. Yeah. Because I don't know what it sounds like on this side on this computer. It's like cosmic fairy talk. Put it on my new Reiki bed. It was meant to be pink and it's black. What happened there? I've had a trail, but it was a green one. It's on YouTube somewhere. Yeah, tree spirit. Everything has a spirit, energy. Everything. I love my bowls. I want more. I couldn't afford to get the 7 because 7 chakras, but I want to collect them. I want to collect them so I can do more for people with them. You never know. I may say, if anyone would like to make a small donation, I may put my PayPal up because that freaks some people out, but it's all energy exchange for energy exchange, isn't it? It's probably going to cost me more actually to buy them separate than it would buying the whole pack, but they were still there. Anyway, I may do that. We will see. But what I'm going to do before I go, because I'm going to go now, is I'm just going to pull some cards before I go. See what we need to hear today, maybe. So we'll do the asking it is given. Oh my god, did I ask yesterday and did it get given today? Literally. Head's gone west a bit, but I'll explain that further on down the line. Ugh. Yeah, I love these cards. Oh, and it's come out. It says, a constant formula gives me consistent results, meaning if it's something constant that you're doing, you're exercising, you're meditating, you are, I don't know, whatever it is, you're going to get results. if you keep pushing forward. It says, like learning to understand the basics of mathematics and then having this successful experience of understanding the results of their applications. Once you have a formula for understanding your world that is always consistent, it will yield consistent results to you. So that's a really good one. That bowl sounds sorts chi right out. Yeah, it's heart chakra, that one. So I might just put it out there if anyone wants to help me accumulate some more, because I'm going to be using them a lot more on here with other things, because that's where I'm going. That's where I got told to go. You can if you want to. Not putting an arm up anyone's back. I might just put it in the post after, because it's not on here. And if anyone wants to help, you can make a small coffee donation. You don't have to, because that's another thing. People get so triggered in the spiritual community about money. They don't realise it's a frequency. It's an energy exchange. We use money at the minute. So I always think, if you were giving something, someone would say, all right, well, I've got some apples, do you want them, for instance? Yeah. If they didn't have something they could give, they'd be giving financial energy. But people get so caught up in it thinking it's a bad thing when it's not. And some people like to give because they're getting something that someone else is giving and they want to give back. So I've had that on here, and it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful. And to me, it just shows that people care, and they are, I don't know, grateful of what you've been doing, whatever that is. Of what it might have just been because you talk about stuff, doesn't mean this stuff. It could mean just because you have a sense of calm with people and it's helping them out in these times of craziness. It could be anything. But people get so caught up in it. It's another thing I might have to bring up again, because it is funny. It is funny. I think I brought it up the other day, actually. It is funny. But I may put that there. It's just there to be there if anyone wants to. So, yeah. Because I'm going to be doing quite a bit more. So we will see how things go. Yeah, currency, current energy exchange flows in and out. Exactly. I think we've said that before. It's a currency, but you will only get people saying that who are in lack. I can't actually bend these cards for some reason, so we'll see what energy's around at the minute. It's never bothered me, because I give exchanges to people, other people out there. I've done it on YouTube, where I've gone and paid for what would you call it, like going listening to one of the light languages things and paying a little bit for the thing to come through at a good price, not extortionate. I give things sometimes away, not money, but some bracelets I've made that I give to a girl at work today, and I give a crystal yesterday to a girl who was looking for moonstone, these ones, and she'd been looking for one, and I just give her it, and she was like, oh, how much? I said, just have it, it doesn't matter, just have it. She was like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so happy. So there's many different ways you can do things. Ooh. Beautiful message. Queen of Cups, emotions. Be the queen of your emotions. You need to get your emotions in check, especially now, like I said, with what's coming in. Tune into yourself, get your emotions in check. Don't let other people set you off. Everybody does it. This is just basic. You could be getting money in from different places, financial, as we've just been saying. You're getting help. Sometimes money and things, or, you know, because it's an earthly card, and you can see spirit bringing coin in. It could be getting help from many different places that you didn't expect, which is good. Knight of Swords, the feeling I'm getting it off this is the red shoes, as in not them red shoes, action, red, action, running away, where we're doing this, you know, we're protected, action is needed. Action is needed in yourself, what you need to move forward. I've got a lot that I need to do because of something that's gone on just today that I will speak about again because it's mad crazy and I've got to get my head around it, but it was like, it is what I asked for. So in that sense, I've really got to trust the universe now, so I'll let you know about that again. Hi Angel. We've got the Emperor, we've got Aries there. This is about head, thoughts, action. Who sat there with the white chessboard piece, white hats, waiting to put the last move in? Because as we've said before, checkerboard floor, red action, we know we've already won. The white hats know we've won. The black hat knows we have already won, as in the same with the chessboard game. The move that is the winning move, they know on the other side. They're just waiting to put it down. They know it's the end game. But once that chess piece is put in, it's just there for everyone to see. We know this. So that's when you've got spirit coming in, godly energies there, coming in with, it's going over the chess piece, if you can see. White hats are in control, people. So, and then we've got 7, my favourite number. What you plant will grow. The seeds that you're sowing for people as well, as in messages you've been putting out, but also financially, whatever you build that you've done yesterday in the past comes into the future. What you are sowing now will grow. So massive big message there. I'm just going to do one out of the self-care cards because, as I said before, what's coming with the energies soon over the next couple of months, because there's a lot that's going to be coming out, and that's why you need to be strengthening yourself, I should say. And that means looking after yourself, taking time out if you need time out, sleeping, strengthening up, eating differently, exercising, whatever it is that you need to do for yourself, that you know is right for you, is what you need to be doing right now. Coming away from stuff, but keeping an eye out, because it is like, oh my god. Yeah, thank you. So see if I can, I haven't got a big table anymore, it's really difficult. I'll just come over here. It's a bit of a shuffle. I'm going in a minute. Oh, you just reminded me, I've got my new teapot. I'll have to show you next time, a glass one, because my one broke. So I've been picking dandelions, make dandelion tea, a lot of vitamin C in it, and the roots, good for laxatives and different things for sorting your stomach system out, help with weight loss apparently as well. But I do have lots of dandelions. I've had dandelion tea before with a little bit of honey in. It's really nice. So I've got like a where you put your flowers in the middle, and you put hot water over it. Oh yeah, the 17 card. Right, we've got use your hands. I use my hands all the time. Always making. Get focused on something you love doing, making with your hands, something that will take you into that sort of energy of working with your hands, crafting for yourself, crafting for others, maybe making something for someone else. Get focused on something that maybe that you used to love to do. I've got a friend who's just started sewing and they love that, like hand sewing quilted blankets. She loves it. We've got energy work. Well, that's what I've just been talking about, the energy work. 22 divine, energy work, your work, working on your energy and energy fields for what's coming, for the new energy that's going to be hitting, which is already shifting. Like I said, I felt a shift again in myself. So yeah, nettle tea is good as well. Yeah, I've not tried that one. I've had my own chamomile out of the garden, and I've had my own dandelions out of the garden. Yeah, and Loris is doing really good on your garden. It's going to be exciting to see that pop up. Right, we just got a bunch out. That was loads, but maybe it's because we need to still be doing a lot of work. So we've got positive affirmations for yourself and your body. We have got health checkup. It's not really like you have to go to a doctor. It's more what I'm getting is it's more, where have all these just come out? It's more checking in on yourself that you know you need to do. If you know you need to be eating right, or you know that you've been feeling tired, blah blah blah, then you need to rest, listen to yourself, because you know what's right for you. Really, you know normally what things are. Hi Zal, I'm going in a minute. We've got loads here. We've got sync with the moon. That's hilarious, because I've just been watching something about that, and the moon does help with certain things. And the moon phases, waxing and waning. If you watch my cat Woody had something out on someone talking about the moon and hair and growing hair and stuff like that, but the moon's very powerful. No matter what people say it is powerful. So sync with the moon, you can bring things in, you know, before a new moon, a full moon, your manifestations, also lots of other different things. A dream journal is handy. I keep forgetting to even take my pen up. Yeah, thank you. Take my pen up. It's going to be, boyfriend's just distracted me. Because I had a dream the other night. Oh my god, and I remember thinking, oh my god, that was a brilliant message, and I totally forgot, because I thought, oh, it doesn't matter if I'll remember. I always think that, and I think I never do remember in the morning. And I was kicking myself because I was like, oh my god, it was a massive message. Remind me straight after these cards before I go. I've just got a quick thing to say about a dream from a bit ago that I have spoke about. Connect with fire, plasma, fire, get burning, get looking in the light, watching the spirit of the fire, get around with family. It's really nice at night to watch the moon under, you know, sat round having family time. I'm quickly rushing through these now. Music is brilliant. Make sure it's in the right hertz. Listen to music, play music. Sound healing. And we've also got take a walk, get out in nature. You should be out in nature, listening to the birds, looking at the flowers, looking at the colours. Colours hold frequencies. We have got look for the fairies, look for the elementals, look for the fairies, look for the little joys in life. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So, quickly, before I go, those of you that have been watching for a long time will know that I talked about a dream. I can't remember if it was last year, I don't know. But do you remember when I had a dream? I'm going to have to try and remember this, about Trump and Melania. Now, I can't remember properly, but I know it was something about Trump. I know it sounds a bit weird. We stood, I think it was outside, with no, oh, I'm doing this, ooh, people are going to freak out. No top on. Yeah, no, that sounds weird. No top on. And Melania came in with this gold thing. She was holding this gold thing. And she had like this gold see-through top on. I can't remember what I said at the time, but I know it was something to do with, it was showing he had no top on because he's got nothing to hide. He's transparent. And Melania, I don't know what the gold thing was, and I can't remember what I said at the time, but she sort of also had this see-through top on because she's transparent as well. I think she's a little bit more, this might have been representing the gold. Trump did have a gold go around him, but that's hilarious because we all talk about the golden age. But point being, it was more the transparent things. People said he had a top on. He had no top on, sorry. What do you mean he had no top on? He was glowing. He was like he had an aura around him of gold. And when I had that dream, because the message comes for you too in dreams as well, I was like, well, that's exactly what he has been. And yeah, it just made sense. So keep a dream journal, because sometimes you think, oh, I've just woken up, I've had this dream, I'll remember in the morning, and then you totally forget. Sometimes you know if it was a good message or something weird, but you can't actually remember the ins and outs of it. So I do have a book, Name of Bed, but I just totally forget. I don't know if it's, sometimes I don't have a pen there. So yeah, and that was a while back. I'd been crashing out super early, need to get a new hammock and chill outside because, yeah, and I think crashing out as well, people are getting tired because the energy's coming in. This is why I say, if you're feeling tired, have a nap, have a rest. Don't feel, you know, don't even worry about it. Just do what your body needs. I'm going to go now because I think I'm spinning. I can't believe the internet has been telling me it's been off and it's not. So, well, I can. It'd be nice if 17 came back in before I went, because I'm about to go now, because my boyfriend has just made me another cup of tea. But I think I came to say what I came to say. Many more shifts. It's your choice to choose if you want to shift again and shift away from things and not look too much into things of, oh God, I shouldn't have said this, blah, blah. Just shift. You have a choice to shift from the dark to light. You have a choice to be in the force of the dark and light. So do the celebrities and everybody else who may have looked like they were dark. They have a choice if they become conscious from being unconscious if they never knew. But they also have a choice of changing that. So we've got to be careful. Oh, hi, June. I'm going now. We've got to be careful how we judge. We've all done it. I've done it. But that will be people say, oh, you've said this or you've put that. But it doesn't really matter because it's all going to come out in the wash anyway. And you're going to see who's who and what's what. And I'm sure I'll be surprised as well. But it's all good. You've just got to keep up in the positivity. I know it's hard. One of my friends put something up today saying they're a very positive person on the lines of, but sometimes positive people have days off. We have bad days as well. We have days where we feel low. But we don't. The difference is, and I do as well, I just don't stay in it for long. I'll chat it out with people. I'll do whatever. I'll take a bath. I'll sleep. I'll draw. I'll do whatever. And then I'll come out of it. A lot of people will stay in it. It's your choice. But people who are positive as well still do feel that. It's just they normally know how to get themselves out of it. So don't feel bad if you're having them days because everybody has them. So yeah, I think I've said everything I wanted to say. I think before I go, I'm just going to put this out there because if the universe wants this to happen, it will. So I'm going to put my PayPal there if anyone wants to help me out with getting some more singing bowls of a coffee donation. So that doesn't mean much. It's just I am looking to get in some more. And something's happened today that might slow that down a bit, but that's fine because it was meant to. I'll talk about that again, but just in case anybody does, would be very much welcomed. I'm not in fear of putting that out there because it is what it is. So a cup of tea, yeah, a cup of tea, corn dog world. So yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna go and get a cup of tea. It's Friday tomorrow. It's Venus Day tomorrow. Trying to think. We've got a party actually, so that's going to be good. But yeah, just try and stay in the positivity. Even though, as we go forward to summer, you're going to see a lot of things that are not going to be good, I would say, or people not feeling good. But you just got to keep at it. This was meant to happen. This is happening, and you've got to keep strong and hold the faith, because if we didn't, who would be doing, you know? There had to be those that were holding it for the others, and that's one of the hardest jobs, to hold it for others, because it is hard. It wasn't meant to be easy. That's why a lot of people don't want to do it. Like I said, a lot of people want to stick their head in the sand. They don't want to know. It's hard. A lot of people would say they wish they could go back and not wake up, you know, not take the pill, the matrix. But really, when you think about it, you're actually knowing now, more now. Bit back might have been like, oh God, I don't know why, I'd rather go back to sleep. It's like, no, I'd rather know what I know, even though people think you're mad and they might want to stay away from you. It will all turn out great in the end. But it's still going to take time, so that's what you've got to get used to, is not thinking about that and just keep moving forward and aligning yourself with it and people that keep you in that alignment and keep you positive and keep you seeing the silver lining and not go into the fear and not go in watching people that put you in fear, because if they're putting you in fear and you feel fearful, there's something not quite right about, you know, what's going on there, if you get what I'm saying. So, hi JP, just saying I'm going now, so I've been on for quite a while. I need to go. And Earth Day tomorrow, the 22nd. Whoop, whoop. So yeah, I will see you all soon. Thanks for coming in. PayPal's in chat. I may put it in the description after, because I'll have to write it in here after, if anyone's interested now or after. And the 17 just come in. Oh my god. So I'm going on that note of 17 people. See you later. I can't even get off. What am I doing? I'm trying to get off from the phone. It's here.